Hey everybody, thanks for joining my webinar, the new AI ranking formula for generator dealers specifically. We're going to get into this topic specifically because there's a lot of buzz going on with AI and SEO, and I'm hearing things like SEO is dead and a lot of things that are maybe concerning a lot of home service companies like yourselves, specifically generator dealers, and how this is disrupting this market, how it might be disrupting your market, what might be happening that's not helping you, how it could help you, and the things that you could do to get yourself ranked with AI. Before I move forward, just wanted to point out our webinar for December 4th. This is our new ultimate marketing strategy for 2026. This is our third annual, so be sure to sign up for that. I'll send all the links and everything, but we're going to go through revenue. We're going to go through our KPIs. We're going to make sure that we are set up for success in 2026, and we're going to try to do it as early into the year as possible. There is a workbook for this webinar, so be sure to check that download out. You can scan that QR code. It's a free workbook, a lot of checklists, a lot of keywords, a lot of information specifically for generator dealers to set themselves up, to have the website properly developed with the right content, things like that, and to give you ideas in terms of what kind of SEO you can do on your own. So when you're doing your SEO, when you're doing your digital marketing, you want to concentrate on three primary factors. Very simple, right? Drive leads, maximize conversion, and optimize results. Okay, when you're driving leads, there's other ways of getting leads on your own, like whether you do Yellow Pages or Angie's, things like that. But we're talking about organic SEO is your primary, right? 70% of leads for installs and service contracts come in via website. Okay, so make sure your website is dialed in and you have SEO in line, and then running ads, right? Paid search, Facebook ads, Google ads. That is a secondary aspect to your marketing. And then your database. Don't sleep on your database, right? You've got a list of customers that you can email, right? You can reach out to. You can ask them for service contracts and updates. If you do any electrical work, you have electrical customers that you might want to try to sell a generator to. But also the generator customers, you can reach out and ask for reviews, ask for referrals, things like that. So your database is your key to the inbox of these people that they know who you are. So you have a reason to reach out. Maximizing conversion, make sure that your website is set up to get these people to convert. You don't want them just to come to your website and go page to page to page to page and read and read and read, right? You want them to go to your website, get their phone number, fill out the form, or hit the chat window quick, right? So your website has to be laid out, what you do, where you do it, and give them the ability to reach out immediately. Set up your reputation for success. Okay. So your reputation is your whole thing. I know you guys go out there, you're clean, you have uniforms, and you take care of your customers, you love your customers. I get it. You do all that great work, but that great work is only customer experience when you're there. Okay. After, you have to get that customer to give you a review, so that has a ripple effect in when people are looking at you or they're searching for you. That reputation is going to help you drive more business. Have some automation in place, right? You can have automation to help you reach out after a lead comes in. This way, if you're a one or two person team, then you don't have to remember to follow up with people who maybe are ghosting you or are not responding or anything like that. So automation is key when it comes to the contacts that are elusive. Okay, your automation can help close an additional 3 to 5% of business on an annual basis, and that's huge. And then optimize your results. Know how much you're spending for your digital marketing, for your ad spend, and people that you hire to do that stuff, and know what it brings back. Have a dashboard, right? So that you can understand what your return on investment is for your spend and know what those cost per leads are, right? So cost per lead for Google ads might be $100 a lead, but they're quality ads. A cost per lead for Facebook ads, like power play leads, are going to be lower, like the $40, $50 range, but they're not quality leads. Your cost per lead on your website end is going to be much, much lower, but the quality goes much higher because they're finding you via organically and looking at your website and reaching out to you after reading your content and seeing what an authority you are, what great work you do. So that's the best cost per lead that you could possibly get. So every month we kind of break down every one of these topics specifically for generator dealers, and today we're going to talk about the organic aspect. AI is organic, okay? So These AI engines are pulling your content and your information and everything that you do from the internet and compiling that into its data bank so that when people are asking about you or asking about generators, then AI knows, oh, I know a company that does it really great because of this, this, and this. Here's the company. So we want to make sure that you're available as an AI search result. So what we're going to cover today, the latest updates with our Google algorithm, how AI answer engines and AEO are shaking up the market, specifically your hyperlocal market, the things that you might actually have put in place that could hurt you, and how to optimize your website using our new SEO and AEO GEO formula. So, who am I and why should you listen to me? I have 18 years plus experience in marketing. I have a full dedicated team specifically for generator dealers. We are 100% in the generator industry in terms of marketing. We've worked with directly with more than 50 generator dealers across the country. Since 2014, I've spoken at mastermind cohort events for successful electrical contractors and dealer associations like NEGDA. I am the author of Digital Marketing for Generators. Be sure to check out my website. You can get this book for free. There's also a link in the description of the video that I'm going to post after this. And now we're a specialized agency specifically for generator dealers. We work with companies all over the country for generator dealers, and we've been doing so for the last, I guess, 5 years or so. Our mission is to help 100 generator dealers double or triple their revenue. We're very successful at it so far. This is my executive team. Okay, so on a daily basis, we are building websites, writing generator content, managing ads, posting to social media, watching the progress. And everything that I show you today is not based on theory. It is based on direct use and direct intended content creation with all of our existing clients that are generator dealers. So we are here sharing this with you, and hopefully this will help you put things together on your own time. And, we do it too. So if this is something that you are looking for an agency to help you with and would like to discuss that further with us, that would be great. We could just do a quick strategy session. I'll have information on that a little bit later, and we could be happy to help you out and work with you. We have a unique knowledge of the brands that you guys are installing. Kohler generators, Generac, Briggs. We understand the co-op and their portals and Ancira and how all that works with spending that money. So we've been helping our clients almost on a weekly basis maximize the use of their budgets. Some of them have very high budgets that they need to spend by the end of the year. Very difficult to do. And you don't want to just buy the clothes, right? You want to make sure that you're using those funds for very, very specific purposes and to utilize it to get the most out of that money. Okay, the AI ranking formula for generator dealers. So this is the area that we're talking about is search. Where'd it go? There we go. This is the area that we're talking about. So this is our Google Maps. This is our organic. This is kind of what we've been used to for the last 10 or 15 years or so. And now we have a new player in town that's disrupting things. And ChatGPT, right? Everybody uses ChatGPT right now, I think. But there are others. There's many others, in fact. And we are now doing our extra research to make sure that our clients are appearing for searches within these certain databases. So here's a quick result from ChatGPT for Matlock Electric, one of our clients. And the question is, who are the best generator installers in Fort Smith, Arkansas? We get Matlock and Ashley Air and Kate's Electric. And our client here on the very top is Matlock. And what we really want to just show you too is this zero-click search. Okay, so zero-click search, what does that mean? Well, 10 years ago, or maybe even 5 years ago, if you wanted to know what the weather looked like, you'd just do, what's the weather like this week? You'd do it with Google search, you click the 10-day weather forecast of weather.com, go to the website, put in your zip code, and you'd get the results for the week. But now Google is taking all of the extra clicks out of play, searching the content itself, and providing you with the result right there on Google. If you ever look up one of the sports scores or sports game that's currently in effect, Google will actually show you the play-by-play, the current scores, the rosters, everything right there on the search. You don't have to go to NFL.com or you don't have to go to any of these sports websites to get this data on the existing sites because Google has aggregated it on their website into a zero-click search. Something to keep in mind because, as you can see, the organic traffic for weather.com has been decreasing steadily, eliminating a lot of possibility for, they can't, all these extra visits to the website are now gone. So weather.com can't retarget them, they can't market to them, they can't use ads on their website because Google has aggregated that data onto their homepage. And a relevant example of this, okay, my Generac needs an oil change. Just a quick little Google search. And now here's our zero-click search to change the oil for a Generac. And then it goes on to tell you how to do that. And it doesn't say, oh, instead, like 5 years ago, if you would just done a search like that, it would say, here are some local generator dealers where you can call to have it maintenance or serviced, right? Now it's just going to take the how-tos that exists on the internet and give it to you right then and there. So you're potentially missing an opportunity from that zero-click search. But what would be great is if you were the actual result, right? If you were actually the one giving the instruction. So this is just an idea of something that you can write content about is what does it mean when my red light is on? How do you diagnose an issue with a generator? How do you know if it's going to run or not? Things like that you want to have content for on your website so that when people are searching for it or they're having a discussion about it, you will be the result. And this is currently a somewhat untapped area of SEO and ranking. So some AI SEO strategies, how to get your website listed in Google AI overviews and ChatGPT answers, brand and authority for AI powered results, basic and advanced AI code and prompts, new AI, and our new AI ranking formula. So these are some of the strategies that we're going to put forward here. And, just to kind of reiterate that Google is not dead here. Okay, so Google AI overview and YouTube versus ChatGPT, we got 13 close to 20 billion searches per day on this group and only about 1.1 billion searches per day in ChatGPT. And keep in mind that 1.1 billion searches aren't just people searching for generator installers. In fact, maybe none of them are searching for generator installers with ChatGPT. So it's a much, much, much less amount of searches specifically for you guys. So no real cause for alarm here yet. Okay, so even ChatGPT even falls number 5 below Instagram and Facebook in terms of website visits. We only have about 4 billion visits to ChatGPT. This is not a lot in terms of the things that you should be concerned about in terms of making sure that you're ranking. So SEO is not dead, despite what other companies might be saying. So going back to what isn't dead, our local service ads section, our Google ads section, our Google Maps section, and our organic search engine results right here in this area. So this is typically what people see when they do a Google search. And 71% of clicks are going here, not even clicking on the ads, not even clicking on local service ads. They are looking here. They want to find a company that is local, that is close. And if you're in both spots, that's a win. And then 67% of those clicks are only in the first 5 positions. So the idea is to get on those locations in those areas and be on the top. Here's a quick example of Matlock Electric. Okay, this is the search for generator installation for Fort Smith, Arkansas. This is the ChatGPT for who's the best generator installer for Fort Smith, Arkansas. And here we have Matlock, 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 all number 1, dominating their space in their area for generator installations and service. And just to show you how that matters to the bottom line of the company, here's a quick report from March of 2025. 54 total leads from the existing month. 8 generator installs, 5 service, 41 others, but 14 and 31. So we got 45 leads specifically just from SEO, just from Google Maps, just from Google Business Profile and organic search results. So the majority is here. And even coming up on top in ChatGPT, this is 81% of their leads come from organic SEO. So if you're seeing numbers here, Google ads, Facebook ads, right? Getting all your leads from Google Ads and Facebook ads, which means you're paying for your leads and you're not seeing anything here, you're doing something wrong because when you stop spending money on your ads, that goes away and you don't have that. So I hope I make that point clear is that you have to have your SEO dialed in. You have to be a player in the game. You have to be a competitor in town in your ranking for Google Business Profile and for organic so that you can maximize the lead flow that you're getting and be there when everybody is looking all year long. So SEO still matters. You can't rely on ads and local searches and Facebook ads for your lead flow. Okay, so what is SEO, AEO, and GEO? AEO is your answer engine optimization. Okay, so I'm just going to read a little bit right from here. Creating content, answering common questions directly on your website, improving your visibility in platforms like Google, voice assistants, things like that. And GEO is generative engine optimization, merging practice of optimizing your content to rank invisibly in AI powered search engines and chat based tools like ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, Perplexity, things like that. So it's your generative engine optimization that you want to focus on, but really, what this comes down to is our SEO, which might as well be search everywhere optimization. So do a search for yourself. Do a quick search on your own for your business. Do generator installations near your town, state, and see how you come up. So when we do a quick search for Matlock, basically generator installations, Fort Smith, Arkansas, we have our top ranking for the map pack. We have our top ranking for organic search. And now ChatGPT showing us a different type of result, pulling the pictures now from your website and from maybe social media posts, things like that. So it's important to have this content, have your pictures ready because this is very impactful stuff, right? This shows a lot of reliability right then and there. And your address, phone, why they're good. This is all right here in ChatGPT for people who might be here. So important to have this content in play. And just so you know, our online search breakdown, where we're looking at all of these different companies, Google AI, ChatGPT, Grok, Perplexity, Gemini, they're all going to display results differently. So we actually went and did a search. Generative was in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and we can see how different the answers are every single time. We're thankfully we're showing up in the top four, at least the top four, with mostly the first one with all of these, but the results are very different. So Google pulls up CJ's and then Matlock, and then ChatGPT pulls up Matlock and then Automated Power and then CJ's, and then Grok pulls up Fort Smith Generator and Kenerator right there in the middle before Matlock. The reason for this is because each one of these are pulling their data from different aggregated websites, like Quora or Reddit. So important to know that. So if you do want to affect one of these search engines, that you know where to go to affect it. So run a few searches for yourself and see how you guys are coming up on these different platforms. Like I said, if this is a concern, okay, this might be much more of a concern in 2 years. Right now, it's not a tremendous concern, but this is what we're talking about right now. So I want you to understand how AI is going to affect the market in the near future and how it currently affects it so that you can make adjustments if you wish to do that. So run a few searches for yourself. We could also do that too. So here's our detail on this. You can go to our website, fill out a strategy session. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to put you through our system. We're going to look at your data. We're going to look at you against your competitors. We're going to show you where all the opportunities are and give you the insight as to step one, step two, step three. This is what you should do in order to better your SEO, better your effect on AI, and and if it seems like a good fit, and this is something that you just don't have the time for, you want to hire us to do that. That is what we do. That is why we're here. So reach out, and we would love to work with you and help you with that. So moving on, this is how you do it. Okay, so we're going to get into a few steps on explaining to you exactly how you can get yourself to rank for in these different search engines. The first thing that you want to do is answer questions. Okay, we got a basic website here for Safe Haven Power, a whole FAQs page asking the actual questions and answering them right there on page. So you want to use questions like what happens between signing the contract and installation day. So these might be questions that people are asking in search. So having the answers on your website will directly impact the search engines and make sure that you are appearing. This also adds ranking factor even with the local pack or even organically. So very important to have these questions and answers directly on your website. And you can go to answerthepublic.com, which is a website that will actually show you what questions are actually being asked in your area. So you do a quick search, home standby generators, and you can pull the location. This is overall United States, and this is like a wheel that will show you the who, are, how, who makes home standby generators is the biggest search in the United States. That's the biggest question, and then are home standby generators worth it is another big question to ask. So if you're answering those questions, you're going to rank for those answers. Second thing you want to do is become the authority. So, that could mean a lot of things, right? But just putting content on your website doesn't necessarily make you the authority. So, we are working very hard to be an authority in the generator industry. So, we do these monthly webinars, we do a monthly podcast, we have a YouTube channel, we have a website, I have a book, I go to associations, I stand up in front of people, and I network with generator installation and dealers all over the country. So that's becoming an authority. So if you want to do that, we have clients that have great YouTube channels. They do quick, what does that red light mean on my generator? They do quick time lapses of the install. It's not specifically designed for any particular, there's no strategy behind it, but this particular client feels like, what, if I can do the videos, why not do the videos, put it on YouTube, get them on the website, have them link back and forth, and you know what? Their ranking gets better. Okay, everything is stronger when you have multiple authorities linking back to your website and you've got different types of content out there. Because you know what? People are searching on YouTube. Maybe there are some homeowners that only use YouTube for search and they just decide to search one day that they're looking for a home generator. And if they're in Myrtle Beach, they're going to find this guy quickly and he's an authority. So likely that they see 50, 60 videos of his, they're going to call him up for an install. You can also write a blog, but I would call them more like articles, okay? Or tips, tricks, important info. And based on frequently asked questions that you hear. People call up all the time. Oh, I got this problem with my generator, it didn't start. We had an outage, it came online, but it never started, or it started and then it stopped again. Whatever frequently asked questions that you guys hear, answer it directly on your website. And if there's a blackout coming, if you know of one that's potential, write about it, right? If there was a recent blackout for whatever reason, if the city is cutting out power for a particular reason, write about it. And you know what happens is that those articles will get pushed to news sites. Okay, news sites will pick it up, and maybe a local news company will pick up your content, put it on their website, and link back to your website, right? And what that does is create more power in your authority, and that starts to build your ranking. So even reaching out to news sites and saying, hey, I can do some articles on this. There's a lot of outages recently, and I want to talk about that and give the general public, the local public, some information on what's going on and how you could prevent it. And other than just getting on the news, you now have a link going back to your website that has a lot of strong validity. Your third is to have website optimization. So super important. Our new SEO formula is to make sure that you figure out what the most important keywords are based on service area, and search volume. And that is in the workbook that you guys downloaded. You can use a Google keyword tool, WordStream, SpyFu, Google Ads, things like that to identify those keywords, but it's in the workbook, so don't worry about that. Set up a great website with unique pages targeting those keywords. Reach out to us if you have any questions on that. A page for each of your services and each city. So generator installation in Weston, New Jersey, generator installation in Summit, New Jersey, generator installation in Warren, New Jersey. So having a page for each of those locations can help you rank in those locations. Don't copy and paste. Each page has to have its own content. Optimize the website for user experience. Site speed matters. Have all your core vitals in place. make sure that you've got a form on the website, a phone number, a chat, and you can take texts. Optimize the site for SEO, which we've been talking about, search everywhere optimization. Build your authority, offsite optimization, which is with news sites, and track those results on a regular basis. So we can go very deep on this. These are just rank factors, the technical rank factors. Okay. So basically, what you're doing is on the technical rank factors, you want to have, you can do foundational writing. Google's indexing and crawling are going to help. Broken links is a direct factor. So you don't want to have any broken links on there. Redirects, structured data, hosting speed. So a lot of that technical stuff is complicated, but your web developer would know a lot about it and should be able to help you make sure that your website is up to par on all of this stuff. On page SEO, page topical relevance, your keyword optimization, headers, title tags, metadata, things like that, keyword density, content length, all of this stuff matters when it comes to ranking and the ranking signals that you're sending out to Google. Off page, have backlinks, have news sites mention you, your social media, your reputation, your likes, your follows, your tweets, your posts, shares, things like that all have direct relevance to your ranking and are all ranking signals back to Google. Most importantly, our experience. So when there's a tiebreaker and you're lined up with another competitor, tiebreaker goes to the best experience metrics, right? Core web vitals updates, page loads, speed of interaction, mobile responsiveness, safe to browse, annoying pop-ups, things like that. Have it clean, have it mobile responsive, make sure your website's loading fast. Things like that are going to help everything. So this is a very important page. It's in the workbook. You can follow this along and make sure that you are hitting all these points, checking off those boxes, and making sure that you are properly set up for speed to lead. Okay. Now, number 4 is our advanced AI SEO strategies. Okay, so answer engines, we're talking about Google, AI, ChatGPT, Grok, Perplexity, Claude. There's so many of these. And just to kind of give you an idea too, Google AI Overviews uses this for their content. Okay, Google AI will use Reddit, YouTube, Quora, LinkedIn, and a whole bunch of other little ones as their primary content for their AI. Believe it or not, it's using Reddit and YouTube and Quora. ChatGPT, the majority uses Wikipedia as their data, okay, and a little bit of Reddit for their data. And then Perplexity uses mostly Reddit. I was reading a story just the other day that somebody wanted to get AI to tell a lie. So they fed their content in a very big Reddit post and they kept hitting it. They kept saying it over and over and over again on Reddit. And eventually the Perplexity, ChatGPT, and even Google AI started to believe it. And when people asked the question, they were like, "Yep, that's true." I don't want to get into what the detail was because it was a gamer thing. It was that Grand Theft Auto 6. You can actually look that up, Grand Theft Auto 6 AI search, and you'll find the issue that came up. But this person specifically, explicitly lied to Reddit so that they can get it ranked with AI. So there are ways to affect your positioning when it comes to AI search. So keep it in mind because in a few years it's going to be very, very important and relevant. So here's an AI overview. Our simple tip for this is to use clear question and answer formatting with headings like what is or how do I, right? Write a short, concise answer, 30 to 50 words, near the top of the page to align with a response style page. Having a page for this, for each of your questions, will help tremendously with your ranking. Now, if you wanted to go into a little heavier, like a mid-level strategy, build topic clusters, okay? Create a pillar content plus deeper supporting pages covering subtopics and link them logically, like generator installation services in Wayne, New Jersey, and then have that page linked to what's wrong with my generator, or what's the process for installation, or what does the red light mean, or how much does it cost, things like that. That's one big page that links to a bunch of subtopic pages. And more advanced is emphasize all of those EAT signals, author bias, bios, citations of authoritative sources, client case evidence to boost credibility, Reddit, YouTube, and Quora content. It gets very, very, very deep into that. ChatGPT has a similar strategy. One of the more different ones is the mid-level strategy where you amplify your brand mentions and citations across the web, legal directories, pre-articles, things like that, that ties your reputation to brand signals. So this is all helpful for the AI generative rankings. So our new GEO formula: answer real questions clearly. Just a recap, right? Like you're solving someone's problem. Structure with headings and bullet points. AI loves a clear formatting. So does Google. So you might as well just make sure that your websites have clear formatting. Use first-party data and expertise. Show unique authority, not generic fluff. Be mentioned and cited online. Build topical authority and get referenced by others. Okay, and feed content into tools. Test it with ChatGPT, Perplexity, and try these other systems and then see how you come up and then refine that process. Complicated, and time consuming, especially if you want to get into the AI ranking game. Our biggest push is always going to be for SEO. It's what you do and where you do it. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Making sure that you've got pages for each of your services in each of your cities. This is first and foremost, okay? And then optimize these pages with the proper structured data on the website. Your web guy could do that. You do the content, your web guy does the development. Unique content for your pages, not duplicated content, all unique. Work on your Google business profile. This is the most important, still very heavy in ranking for you guys, and making sure that you are ranking at the top above your competition in all of these different towns, not just the town that you've got a city in. So follow this checklist. It's in that workbook. Your website content, post new blog posts, new articles, things like that based on relevant things that are going on in the market in your area, and use these signals to help with your overall Google ranking. Couldn't stress this page enough. So for now, if you feel like the AI is just too complicated and this is just way over your head or anything like that, or beyond anything you've got time for, I would just focus here, make sure that you've got this set up, right? So that you can just hopefully reap the benefits of a top rank. Don't forget this workbook. Check out this workbook, download this workbook, and use it. And please let me know how this goes. I would love to know if one of my webinars has helped somebody, because I know a lot of marketing directors. I know there's a few on here right now. There's a few marketing directors that work for generator dealers in the US right now that are watching this, and you know they're putting some of this into play, and I know it's working. Please let me know how things are going. I would love to communicate with you. We don't need to work together, but I would love to know if what I'm putting out in these webinars are helping. I know that if I was doing the marketing for one of these companies and I had a resource like this, I know that it would be helping, and I would use every second to implement everything that we're teaching. So please do that. And if, like I said, if this is not working out and you want somebody else to do this, I would highly recommend that you reach out, do a strategy session with us. We're not salesy. We're not going to go and hunt you down on a constant basis, and we're not going to spam you more than we already are with these webinars. So please fill out an accelerated session. Let's sit down. Let's talk. You can call me directly on my cell. That's my number right there. And I would love to have a chat with you to talk generators, to talk the industry, talk about how to utilize your co-op. Is your website good? Or if you just want us to do a little bit of research and show you how you guys are doing, I'd be happy to do that. All we ask is for a review and for a little bit of networking. So that's about it. So I hope this was valuable. Please get back to me. Please comment. Please subscribe. Subscribes would be great, because every time we roll out a webinar, we do recording, we put it up on our YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, every time we upload that, you will get notified when a new topic's been released. Also, when a podcast's been released. Like I said, we don't do sales, so it's all value. And if we get to work together, great. Look forward to hearing from everybody. So if there's no more questions, then we will stop there. All right. Thanks, everybody.